Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. And today we're looking at Eden Park,
Eden Park.
but not just the rugby, which we'll definitely talk about.
Of course.
We're actually going to be looking at their 2024 annual report
Oh, very
to
interesting.
get a better understanding of how this iconic venue really works behind the scenes.
It's a fascinating look at how Eden Park operates beyond just the games and the concerts.
Right, so let's start with what everyone knows.
Okay.
Rugby.
Yes.
The All Blacks hit their 50th straight win at Eden Park.
Fasty.
Pretty impressive.
It is quite a feat, isn't it?
It is, but you know what really caught my eye?
What's that?
Was the Blues winning the Super Rugby Championship.
Oh, yes. That 21-year drought ending.
I bet the city was buzzing.
Oh, absolutely. You can
Yeah.
practically feel it just reading about it in the report.
I know. And it wasn't all scrums and lineouts.
No.
Being Travis Scott, Coldplay, even motocross.
Motocross.
The range of events they've hosted is kind of mind-blowing.
It is. It's really quite diverse, isn't it? Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed it from just passing by.
That's the fascinating part. This shift to being a multi-purpose venue is completely deliberate.
Oh.
It's actually written into the Eden Park Trust Deed, which is like their guide document.
Okay.
The goal is to broaden their appeal, engage the community, and become financially independent all at the same time.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder, is it working? Yeah. The report mentions Pink being the first woman to headline Eden Park,
Right.
drawing a huge crowd that's got to be significant for them.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The report talks about attracting new demographics, particularly women and younger audiences.
Yeah.
That Pink concert wasn't just a one-off. It's a strategic move to diversify their audience and build a more vibrant event calendar.
Okay, so are they making money doing all this?
Well, let's see.
The report says they ended the year with a $3.224 million adjusted net operating profit.
Okay.
Not bad for a year they described as challenging.
Yeah, not bad at all. That's where the connection between events and financial stability gets really interesting.
Okay.
Concerts like Pink bring in a lot of revenue, not just from ticket sales,
Right.
but also things like suite rentals and memberships.
I see.
It creates a more consistent income stream, which is crucial for any venue.
Okay, so they're doing well now, but what about the future?
That's the big question.
The report outlines this Eden Park 2.1 concept, a redevelopment plan with a retractable roof.
Wow.
And they're talking about repurposing existing structures instead of building new.
Interesting.
Sounds pretty ambitious.
It is, but the report makes a strong case for it.
Okay.
Repurposing is significantly more affordable than starting from scratch.
Right.
Plus, with the Kingsland train station right there
Uh-huh.
and the city rail loop coming soon, they'll have incredible public transport access.
That connectivity is going to be huge.
It is. And let's not forget the community impact.
You're right. Remember all that discussion about their concert consent application?
I do.
The report mentions that 97% of the community supported it.
97%.
That's massive.
That's huge. It speaks volumes about how they've engaged with the community.
Yeah.
The report talks about the Hood, their neighborhood supporters club with over 1,600 members.
Wow.
That's a fantastic way to build goodwill and address any concerns local residents might have.
Right, and they also work closely with the Community Liaison Group and the Albert Eden Local Board,
They do.
even offering discounted venue hire for local groups.
That's a great way to make sure the venue is accessible to everyone.
It is, they're not just in the community, they're
Mhm.
part of it.
Exactly.
And then there's the whole sustainability aspect.
Yes.
They claim that Eden Park 2.1 would produce 85,375 tons of CO2 emissions compared to a whopping 300,000 tons if they built a new stadium from scratch.
That's a huge difference.
It is.
Sustainability is key, and it's not just talk either.
Oh.
They highlight their efforts to reduce their environmental impact.
Like what?
Things like switching to LED lighting and using compostable packaging.
Okay.
They even have on-site composting.
That's impressive.
It shows they're really committed.
It's not just greenwashing, they're actually backing it up with action.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, what's driving this commitment? Is it purely financial, or is there something more?
That's a great question, and one we should definitely explore further. But before we do, let's take a closer look at how Eden Park is engaging with the community on a cultural level.
Okay.
They hosted this cool event called Art in the Park, showcasing local artists.
Uh-huh.
And then there was the world's largest haka.
Right. They're clearly aiming to be a platform for cultural expression, not just a sports venue.
Absolutely.
And that ties in perfectly with their goal of being a true community asset.
It does.
The report even mentions a multi-faith cultural event called Ayodhya at Eden Park.
It seems they're actively trying to create a space where everyone feels welcome and represented.
Yeah, which is a really important aspect of being a community hub.
It is. So we've seen the rugby dominance, the financial savvy, the community engagement.
Right.
But what about the bigger picture?
Yeah. What does all this mean for Eden Park's future? Are they truly succeeding at becoming more than just a rugby ground?
It's a complex question,
Mhm.
but when we can start unpacking by looking at their redevelopment plans in more detail. Let's dive into the specifics of Eden Park 2.1 and see how it might shape the venue's future.
Okay, so let's get into this Eden Park 2.1 thing.
Okay.
The report mentions a retractable roof repurposing existing structures. It sounds pretty high-tech,
It does.
but they're also emphasizing affordability and sustainability. How do those two things go together?
That's the clever part they highlight, that repurposing existing structures is much cheaper than building brand new,
Right.
which helps keep the project affordable. And by using those existing structures, they're significantly reducing the environmental impact, which ties directly into their sustainability goals.
So they're being cost-effective and eco-friendly. That's a win-win.
Exactly.
But what about the actual design? What will this Eden Park 2.1 actually look like?
Well, imagine this. A retractable roof that can open and close depending on the weather, creating a truly versatile space. And they're not just thinking about the stadium itself.
Right.
They're looking at the surrounding areas, improving pedestrian access, and making a whole precinct more welcoming.
That makes sense. It's not just about what happens inside the stadium, it's about the entire experience.
Right.
But a project this big, there must be some challenges, right?
Of course, the report acknowledges some potential hurdles, like navigating the resource consent process and managing construction in a busy urban environment. But they're confident in their plan, and they've already started engaging with stakeholders to address these challenges head on.
It sounds like they've really thought this through, but let's go back to the community aspect for a second.
Okay.
The report mentioned they work with the Community Liaison Group. What exactly does that group do?
It's essentially a bridge between Eden Park and the local community.
Okay.
The group provides feedback on proposed plans, raises any concerns residents might have, and helps ensure that the venue operates in a way that benefits everyone. They're a vital part of Eden Park's commitment to being a good neighbor.
It sounds like they're taking that responsibility seriously, and it's not just about keeping the peace, right? They're actively trying to create opportunities for the community.
Absolutely.
The report mentioned offering discounted venue hire for local groups. That's pretty cool.
It is. It allows local sports clubs, community organizations, even schools to use this world-class facility.
Wow.
It's a way of giving back and making sure that Eden Park is accessible to everyone, not just those attending big events.
It's really making me rethink what a venue can be. They're not just hosting events, they're fostering a sense of community and belonging. It's impressive.
It's a testament to their vision. They're not content with being just a stadium. They want to be a vibrant hub for the community, a place where people come together to celebrate, connect, and create lasting memories.
Okay, but let's be realistic. All this community engagement, the sustainability efforts, it's great, but it can't all be altruistic.
Right.
There must be a financial incentive too, right? I mean, they are a business after all.
You're right. They do need to be financially sustainable. But what's interesting is that they see community engagement and sustainability as integral to their financial success.
Okay.
A strong community connection builds loyalty and support, leading to increased attendance and revenue. And by prioritizing sustainability, they're reducing their operational costs and appealing to a growing segment of environmentally conscious consumers.
So it's all connected. They're creating a virtuous cycle where doing good for the community and the environment also benefits their bottom line. That's pretty smart, actually, but let's not forget about the rugby.
Of course not. Rugby is still a huge part of Eden Park's identity, and the report makes it clear that they're committed to maintaining their status as a world-class rugby venue. They're investing in the facilities, improving the fan experience, and working closely with rugby governing bodies to attract major tournaments and matches.
So they're not abandoning their roots, they're evolving and adapting. It's like they're saying we can be the home of rugby and so much more.
Exactly, and that so much more is what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Yeah.
They're pushing the boundaries of what a venue can be, creating a model for others to follow.
You know, I was initially drawn to this deep dive because of the rugby connection, but now I'm even more intrigued by their efforts to become a true community asset. What do you think is the most important takeaway from all this? I think for me, it's that idea that a venue can be more than just a place to watch a game or a concert, you know?
Right.
Eden Park is proving that it can be like a catalyst for positive change in the community and even beyond that.
Yeah, it's a really powerful example of how a venue can leverage its platform to address important issues like, sustainability and community engagement. And they're not just talking about it, they're taking concrete actions to make a real difference.
And it's also inspiring to see a venue with such a rich history like Eden Park embrace the future so wholeheartedly. They're not clinging to the past. They're evolving and adapting to meet the changing needs of the community and the world around them.
Yeah, and that's a key takeaway here. I think the importance of vision and adaptability. Eden Park could have easily rested on its laurels as, a rugby mecca.
Yeah.
But they chose to think bigger, to imagine a future where they could be so much more.
Yeah. And they're not afraid to challenge the status quo. This Eden Park 2.1 concept is a perfect example.
Right.
It's bold, it's innovative, and it shows a real commitment to sustainability and the future of the venue.
It's a good reminder that even institutions with long histories can embrace change and because leaders in their fields.
Yeah.
Eden Park is setting an example for other venues to follow, showing that it's possible to balance financial success with social responsibility and environmental stewardship.
It makes you think about the potential impact that other venues could have if they adopted a similar approach. Imagine a world where every stadium, every arena, every concert hall was as committed to sustainability and community engagement as Eden Park.
It's an exciting prospect, isn't it?
It is?
Eden Park is proving that it's not just a pipe dream, it's a real possibility.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I have a question for you. Based on everything we've learned today, what's one event, one initiative, anything that you would like to see at Eden Park in the future?
That's a tough one. There's so many possibilities. But if I had to choose, I'd love to see them host a major international summit on sustainability,
Okay.
bringing together thought leaders, innovators, and policymakers from around the world to share ideas and solutions for a more sustainable future.
That's a fantastic idea. It would perfectly align with their commitment to sustainability and their vision of being a global leader in this space. It would also be a chance to showcase their innovative redevelopment plans and inspire others to follow suit.
Exactly. It would be a powerful statement about the role that venues can play in shaping a more sustainable future.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything in this deep dive. We've explored the financial side, the community impact, the sustainability efforts, and even gotten a glimpse into the future of Eden Park. It's been a fascinating journey.
It has indeed, and I hope it's inspired you to think differently about the role that venues can play in our lives and our communities.
If you're interested in learning more, we encourage you to check out the full 2024 annual report on the Eden Park website. It's packed with interesting insights and details that we didn't have time to cover today. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
See you then.